Hi there, and welcome to High Frequency Bubble. I'm Vera, and I'm so excited to have you here with me today. This podcast is all about personal growth and tapping into your potential. Whether you're already into self-improvement or just getting started, we have something for you here. In each episode, we'll explore different ways to understand yourself better, harness the infinite possibilities available to you, and learn practical tools to elevate your life. I truly believe we are all capable of amazing things. We just need a little guidance sometimes, that little nudge to remember who we really are. So if you're looking to shake things up, try new approaches, and maybe surprise yourself with what you can do, all while keeping it real and having some fun, then stick around. We are about to kick off this episode today, so let's get into it. Hi guys, and welcome to High Frequency Bubble Podcast with me, Vera, and I'm your host for today. And today we are diving into the topic that I know resonates with so many of us, which is personal growth and transformation. We all have our own journeys, and you already know about mine from yesterday. And today I'm thrilled to have with us our special guest, Paulina, and she's here to share her personal growth story and how she started, the highs and lows and everything in between. Just a little give a bit of the jazz, just a bit of the backstory here. Me and Paulina, we met first time at the QCA, so it's a very special time kind of for us, but I believe for me. And we become students and then we become friends. And now we are here today talking about the journey, how two totally different women from totally two different countries, living in totally two different places, met in one company in America, crazy stuff. So it definitely meant to happen. So welcome, Paulina, to the studio.
Thank you for having me, Vera. It's a pleasure.
It was beautiful. Yeah. So do you want to add something about the QCA? How was QCA for you? How is it?
Oh, it's my world has been changing 360 degrees every week or every few weeks or every month. It's just how many more possibilities I can see and I can get, and by allowing myself to go through experience without truly knowing how it's gonna come, but still trusting that this is what I want to do and this is I get to do. And all of the things that come, it's just an added bonus.
Yeah, I mean, that's so beautiful. We can all relate. I think when we jumped into the QCA, we jumped to the kind of this vortex of this very creative, stable people that they really want to go deep in that personal journey, the one that they are making this collective brighter, right? In every single day. So good to have you here. And today we will be talking what really sparked your journey, right? How did you start it? And how other people actually can start this own personal growth. So let's dive in to this sexy topic. So let me ask you this, because personal growth is such a big word, right?
Yes.
But how you see the personal growth? What it is for you?
I think everyone is on their some type of personal growth that they are. Just there are so many different ways, different levels, unique levels for everyone. Some people stay and keep learning and by keep staying in that victim mentality. So that lesson keeps coming to their life. And even though they consciously aren't aware that they are in this personal growth journey, but they actually is. That's what I think, that everyone is in personal growth journey. Just some of them aren't truly aware that they actually are, and they're learning the lessons, and they keep getting stuck on those lessons because they're not making a shift in their mindset from taking ownership of their life. And then there are people like me and you that does the hard work, goes deep, allow ourselves to be vulnerable, allow ourselves to uncover sometimes even scary parts of ourselves. And
most of the time, in the darkest is the truth, right?
yes, exactly. So by going deep, by unfolding ourselves, that's where the true transformation happens that we all hear about. Like all of the people, successful people that one day they become the famous, successful people. But what we don't get to see much is exactly how much time and effort they put in themselves and making the switches in their mindset, checking what kind of routines they have, the way how they speak, the way how they dress, and all of the things that makes us humans.
Wow, that was very big personal growth journey till we get there. Yeah, we can all relate to this. And what you said is so true. And that's why you should go on yourself, Orin, right? You've got yourself. I think that was the really motto for us today, that was it. Before we started, Paulina said this to me, like, I've been having so many realization. And I'm like, okay, so tell me more, right? Before the podcast. And she's like, yeah, I just had this big realization. So what was it? You as a coach, because that's your big moment, right? Tell us, what is it? I'm so excited to hear about it.
So let me share a bit more. So I've taken ownership, let's say that, of the environment and the beliefs that environment was pushing me to accept it as my own beliefs. And there was some resistance because that I knew deep down this is not what I believe, but there were moments in my life where I wasn't allowing my deep inner knowing come out to the surface, and it was stuck so deep that it took me time to uncover it. And I accepted those beliefs as my own and point of views and basically how the life is and the way things needs to be done and all in between those lines. And there were moments in my lives that when I look back now is actually, oh yeah, that was like a really important point in my journey that was bringing me closer to where I am right now, where now when I look back with the awareness I have, with the work that I've done on myself, rewiring my mindset and just allowing myself to be open and seeing things from the way that I used to see as a child. And yes, so, and who actually done the work, who was doing all of the things, trying all of the different things, it was me. So even though I didn't see myself as I got myself, but now after having a coaching session with my amazing peer coach, I got me. And that was all that I needed to hear today. And that's good to hear saying myself that and actually listening.
Wow. That's a big, massive topic for this personal growth. Hearing yourself for your own thoughts can be something much more powerful to be able to grow that far in the personal growth. And you did it. Yes, you did it with some help, right? Because we always need someone else to help us, to guide us. But that's so beautiful because we know that from one of the universal laws, it's what is possible for one, it's possible for all. And that's really nice. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, because that's what I said, the bright stars, right? I want to ask you, because you said that you had these realizations, the big ones, but I want to go a bit to the nitty gritty situations, the one that they are really gonna make that story juicy and the one that you really actually experience them. And I don't know, maybe do you remember the time of your life where you were going through the realization that something has to change for you, and it was so, for example, dramatical for you, or so happy that whatever it is, but that you realized, yes, that's enough. That's it.
Well, there were many times in my life where there were things that were making me move into certain directions that at the time I wasn't aware where it's actually leading me. And I was thinking, like, why me? Like, why do I get to experience all of these not nice treatments from others and people using me before or manipulating or all of these things that many people experience. So it was just step by step. And the time that actually shaken my world, I think, was during COVID. And just before COVID, I moved to Malta, where I'm currently live. And it's interesting that actually this year, it's 5 years that I live here in this country, and 5 is all about the change. And these 5 years living in an island that I always knew that I'm going to live has allowed me the space and the freedom to actually start questioning things. And I went to the rabbit holes of like, what is happening in this world? Like, why I always thought of like, we need to live a life. Everyone needs to live a life 9 to 5 and then just live for the weekends. And just the only time to enjoy your life is only on the weekends or during holidays. And it never really felt to me like that's for me. And with different jobs, I've got more and more and more freedom. And I worked through the way how I see myself. I started my health and fitness journey. That was like amazing to see myself.
Yeah, I want to just pause here for a second. Did we just hear what Paulina did in a 1 year journey? Like, it's like kind of a normal thing. I moved to the different country. It's 5 years here. It took me time for a realization. And 5 is all about the change. I mean, can we hear what she went through for Jesus Space in a year? Like, sometimes people are taking this for granted. They are taking time for granted. And when it's only a year, right? And sometimes people are, 5 years, that's a long time to do some things. But then look, when you're growing, how the jump can be shorter, not that long, right? How Paulina, like, I'm amazed what you've accomplished in the 5 years that you've moved. That first of all, you did that wise move to live in a different country, right? To move. And then that is 5 years for you here. And I know that you're going to tell us more about how you met your husband and all of this. So that's going to be quite interesting as well. But before we're going to get that topic, I would like to ask you, when you were going through more challenging stuff in your life, is this one feeling, I just said it, it's just one emotion. And this one emotion, I don't know, my AD probably it's kicking, but it's this one emotion, and not maybe one, it's like lots of emotions that we are experiencing. Can you name any of them that you've been experiencing
throughout my journey?
Yeah, because that you really realize that it needs to change, and what is happening in your life. And when you start realizing that, okay, this actually, whatever happens then doesn't have to give me this kind of emotions for me to feel like this now.
Right.
Did any emotions come in?
Well, there were many emotions that come up, but for the first 3 years, by living in Malta, I started doing my fitness journey. I took care of my unhealthy habits and removed them. So the things that I was changing was more outside of me. And then for the last 2 years, I've done the most work on my inner self, the way how I think about myself, working through the limiting beliefs, and just changing the way how I see the world, basically.
Wow, that's beautiful. But look at that process, right? How we are going, how we are evolving, how we are realizing, and that's so beautiful because that change will last forever, right?
Keeps changing.
So, yeah, keeps changing, but it's still the transformation, what you had. If you know that you could have it once, you can go through the transformation and again and again and again and again. So you're revitalizing yourself with every year. And that's how I feel right now, talking about the years coming back. That actually that year, it's a year for you to be born again, to start again. So thank you so much for bringing that up, because that's another beautiful realization. Whoop, whoop, queens in the house. So if you can think about one specific moment or that event, that turning point that really triggered you, the one that is really like, yeah, fire me up. And that's what I'm going to do. That I'm going to grow. That's enough. What was that moment?
That's a good question, actually. There were many moments that were coming, and the decisions that I was making, I didn't fully, maybe consciously, were aware of where it's gonna lead me, but I was learning to trust myself and allow myself to guide myself through these transformations. And I can't pinpoint the exact moment, but there were all of the things that I'd done, focusing on myself and rewiring my mindset and working through beliefs and the way how I show up outside in my relationships and in that type of jobs that I've done. They were always bringing me to this point where I'm right now, is to be the coach and help others in their journeys, to have the support, because nowadays people lack the support, and that's why they are afraid of going into this journey, or maybe the people that they are surrounded with at that time aren't the ones that are like, yay, let's do this type of work, They're more like, no, don't do that, I want you to stay like how you are, So this is important to have that support, because everyone needs it in any point in their life where they are.
Absolutely. And that's so beautiful. And I think how you've ended that we all need support whenever we are and wherever we are in our journeys. That's so, I mean, lots of us, we can all relate to this. That's that community, that's that support that you always want to be surrounded yourself with, right? You want to be around these people. You want to be around these people who actually, they're going to uplift you. They're going to celebrate you. You're becoming a coach. Fuck yeah, she's becoming a coach. She's doing the new branding. It's going to be, yeah, she's doing the new branding. It's always about this uplifting each other and having that support. That's why this personal growth is not only about the mindset itself, which it is, but also in that community and connections, because that's what I'm getting right now. In order to get that personal growth, we have to have that community. We have to have that support, right? And I remember my situation when I was going through, and without the support, I think you wouldn't be able to go far, right? You always need someone, and that's good, because in the end of the day, you've got yourself.
Yes. We always have ourselves, but there's a saying that if you want to go far, get people with you.
Yeah.
But like if I would go back 5 years, like in 2019, I wouldn't be able to say that I got me, and I wouldn't be able to allow myself to go and get the support that I need, because I was feeling that it's out of reach. Like only like the top level one has that support that they need, or even the higher class, or however you want to describe that. But it was always felt out of reach, the support that actually I wanted to have, that I do have now. But it took me time to work through the traumas, the limiting beliefs, and all of the healing work that I've done, and the people that I met in those 5 years, and the change that it brought me. But if you have that constant support, that it continues, it's even better.
It is. It is. So what about yourself? That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful to seeing people, growing themselves and to being one for another. I think that's wins. did you have, I know that you mentioned that you did a lot, that you did healing on the way along these years. Did you have any guidance? Did you have any support, any book, friend? Did you go maybe to the event that they were helping you? Like, how did you manage to get it?
I did lots of different things. And that's how I've always been. I'm a curious person and I want to know lots of different things. And like, I even wrote a thesis, my bachelor thesis on lifelong learning. That's like, it's so like on brand, like learning and keep growing and doing it throughout your whole life, like the learning, the growing. So that's crazy. I went all in. And what I mean by went in, I started reading the self-help books and I listened to podcasts. I got a program from one Lithuanian coach who is based in UK, and that allowed me to start journaling. That's when I started doing that. And I also done Reiki healing. And the person who was facilitating that showed me like there's more to life that I knew. And that has been transformation for me. And I started doing the meditations, writing affirmations. And at first it was feeling so strange to write these things because at that point I was not believing that's important in affirmations. I was, okay, I need to write this down. Like this one sentence, like 55 times or something, or like for 3 days or for 5 days.
I think we can all relate to this, that, you know, when you start doing new things, you're just like, okay, let me try this. Let me try that. Let me write this. Yeah, we can all relate to this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I done all of these and even more things, and it would have felt easier than I would have like a one person who would actually support me throughout my journey, because I was learning how to support myself, and I had my husband who helped me so much along the way to identify my behaviors that I wasn't even fully aware, like the way I was behaving, and going into the root cause, like where this started, and then letting go and just changing my behavior for the better. And that has made a huge impact into the relationship with myself that I have, and the relationship with my husband.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, it's so good to know that mirror situation when we've got someone. Oh, yes. The girl said, oh, yes.
Yes, but it's not always nice, you know, like the things that you might get to see, like making peace and making, like seeing yourself and allowing yourself to like see your shadows. That's
absolutely. And that's what is reflecting. Yeah. And that's where it all starts. And then even that's after the shadows, we know that we have to what to do. Forgive everything, right? And love ourselves again and be thankful for the situation. And this is all the process, what is going behind the scenes when you're going to start seeing actually the reflection to yourself. And when you're going to really start having that, the first and the most important relationship, and it's going to be the relationship with yourself. When Paulina, I already know that she got herself, right? That was the message for today. I think it is such a beautiful confirmation for you. Ladies, let me ask you this. What if 2024 could be the year that you finally step into the life that you've always dreamed of? The life where you feel confident, fulfilled, and fully aligned with your purpose, knowing that there is more than 3D. And if you are nodding along right now with me, or maybe if you are not, but here's the sign for you, that you are here right now to make that big decision on yourself. And the Awaken is the life-changing experience that you will have access to this transformation forever. And the truth is, we can only gain from another experience. And we are always gaining in that bigger picture too. And this is my signature program where I teach you the principles of manifestation, codes for courage, sending you healing and love, and much more. This transformation is designed specifically for women just like us, women who are ready to break free from self-doubt and limiting beliefs, ready to chase their dreams with clarity and courage and love. And finally, the women that they are ready to become the most vibrant, empowered, wealthiest version of themselves. And here is the best part, that we have only 13 spaces left, and the doors to Awaken are opening soon at the 11th of December. And warning here for you, they're only open for 10 days. So make that decision right now. Go all in on yourself and grab that spot. Because it's time to start prioritizing you. And if you've been waiting for the sign, it's here. It's arrived. And imagine starting new year with the tools, with the mindset and the support to create that life that you love. And again, enrollment is limited, so don't wait. And go on my website, www.verakorepta.com/awaken to learn more. And of course, to grab that transformation and go all in on yourself. Because your dreams aren't just meant to be imagined. They are meant to be lived. So let's awaken your potential together, and I will see you inside of the Awaken. And I would love to ask you, I know that you said that you would get like one-to-one coaching, that someone is gonna work with you one-to-one. Why would you say that getting that person on board, it's gonna be important for the transformation for us?
I didn't truly consider coaching or even wanting to go into that route. But now when I go through the QCA and learn how to coach other people and having a coach myself, actually I've got 2 coaches now for a limited time, which is amazing to have the support and also the community that it comes through. So that all of the time that I spend on my journey, I could have done it even faster with the constant support from the same person, because my support was from one person to another person, another. It was like, I always had someone in my life that was supporting me, but there could be times where there were 2 people, 3 people, 1 person, 2, and it was always changing. And coaching for me and going through this experience myself has showed me how magic this work is, and the transformations that can happen even in a 1-hour session. It have taken me, I don't know, a couple of months or even a year or something to get into the root cause. And now I know that there is, okay, you get a coach, you find a coach that you connect with, and then you tell the coach what you want to work through. You tell your coach the things that you think you need to work through, and then you start showing up consistently. You start having accountability. And that's another thing that's important, to have that accountability as well. Because when I was doing by myself, it was, if I do this, then it's good for me. But if I don't do this, there will be some people that will ask how it's going. But at that time, I was not really even sharing with many people of the things that I was doing and all of the deep inner work that I've done throughout the last few years. So if I've known that you can get this transformations like much faster, I would have done that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
there is an easy way out.
Exactly. Actually, here it is that easy out, because you can really help yourself out. And it's so beautiful to be able to coach people on anything and everything what they want.
Exactly.
Even though we have our specializations like yourself, right? But transformation, everyone deserves a transformation. Definitely. Everyone deserves to come on that other side Because, and to be honest with you, we all learn that big lessons, that big realizations, these big breakthroughs, this big momentum, what is happening in our life. And when we're going to clock ourselves in that moment, what is happening, we are able even to rewrite the whole story from the beginning. Because as Paulina said, we're going to go to the root cause, right?
Yeah.
And we love to be detectives here in the house. So that's so good. You see, when I think we're coming from the QC community, so obviously it's going to be like this. When we're coaching, we always have a support of other coaches. Me and Paulina, we're in this amazing vortex of coaches that we hold each other, that we are going together, and we know that the energy field is the strongest field what we can have, right? So getting yourself that right coach, that special coach, the one that you're gonna resonate on that energy level, what you're gonna, how the story can be, for example, very similar, how you can be related. That's gonna be important as well, because we've been through things in our life, right? And the biggest breakthrough, the biggest breakthrough. I want to hear that from you.
The biggest breakthrough from my old journey, or just today, or like the last year? Like, what time frame are you giving to me? Even though time
Wow,
is
can you
an
hear that?
illusion.
Can you hear that? Time is an illusion. What time is telling me? Only a year. I'm telling you, our time here, and I remember, quick story here. Do you remember when I said to you that I have this limiting belief about the time? That I was scared that I'm going to lose the time, that I was scared that the time is not on my side, that I was scared that I'm not going to achieve anything before the certain age. That was a stupid belief what I've made for myself, what I was given. But by the rewiring and by the method what we've been using, now time is my friend. I love time. Time is always working in my favor. I shift my whole identity around the time and my beliefs and who I am in order to get rid of that belief, right? And I don't know if what I said this, it just came from me. I don't even know where we are. The biggest breakthrough. Aha, about your timeline. Yes, the bigger breakthrough. No, let's say that the bigger breakthrough from that first time, of course it happened like not far away, but that first time that you realize like, I'm made for something more.
I always had this inner knowing of couple of things, like that I will live in an island, that I will be a guide, a coach, a leader of some sorts. And that's what I'm actually embodying it right now. And that I'll have a husband who's foreign, from like completely different. And all of the things came true. All of my knowing that I had came true, you know. And now after doing all of this inner work and all of the things that are starting to show up in my life and the changes that I'm going through, like, it opens so much more possibilities, and the way how I see myself and the way how I used to see myself before is completely different person. But that person, even with the struggles and the ups and downs and many, many downs, has brought me to today. And that takes bravery, that takes dedication, that takes curiosity for more, and just there is more. But first thing is for you to allow to have more.
That's beautiful. Absolutely. Because we can only have what we tolerate, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, 100%. Oh, wow. So we can say that personal growth is not really a straight line all the time, is it? It's most likely up and down, and very, very colorful, very creative way. I think we are creating it. We are getting, and I think the personal growth, you know what it is for me? It's like totally different subject of life, where actually you're experiencing everything from your perspective, how you want to create your life from the beginning.
Yeah.
And and it's incredible. If you're gonna look at school, for example, how they've made us with the different subjects, but no one ever told us back in school, hey, actually, this can be different. This personal growth can be your own subject while you're working on your own life. And I think that's why we are here, to help, to gather people to that beautiful next step. And so many setbacks, of course, we've done it. So many ups and downs, we've done it. And we keep going, right?
We know that life happens for us, not to us. And that's a big change in the way how I see life. And we are creating life. So many people give that power away to somebody else, let it be a family member, a friend that they trust, or a co-worker, or a boss, or an institution, or could be religious priest or pastor or anything. They give that power away and they stay in the mindset that life happens to them, and they aren't aware that they can actually make the changes. They stay in that lack mentality, in that victim mode. They embrace that, but you can actually embrace other things.
Yeah, but that's what they know. That's why it's so powerful to get the different things, right? As you said, we can be so many different things. It's such a big possibility list for who you can be, right? It's incredible how wild we can go, and we can really tap away from this, as you said, victim mode, and we can start taking the life like, hey, it's me. It's happening right now. I'm choosing me for a year. I'm choosing me for the next 3 to 6 months. I want to do something differently. I want to be different. I want to try some different things. I want to be brave enough to invest in myself. That's the first thing. Are we going to be brave enough to invest in ourselves? Because what if it's not going to happen? But what if it will happen? What if that's why you're going to release the funds, release that energy in order for you to get more? Right? That's what it is about. It's about, again, transmuting this energy between one and another. And then you have to be worthy of investing in yourself, right?
That's what I wanted to add about the worthiness. Lots of people don't feel that they are worthy for more. They accept the bare minimum, but I think that comes also to not learning how to establish healthy boundaries and actually keeping them. Consistency is the key. It doesn't work if you just say it one time or maybe 2 times. It needs to be consistent, the boundaries.
Yeah, they can't be like those rubbers when you're gonna just, like the little ones for the little hair what we used to have as a girl when we had these little ponytails. They can't be like this, that you're gonna use it twice and the ponytail boundary, we're gonna now name it like this. It's gonna go. Here you have to create this boundary all the freaking time. They can have different colors. They can be whatever your visualization is gonna be. But the first boundary what you're gonna have a boundary with yourself. That again, it's coming back again to I got myself, right?
Yes.
And I love it how incredible realization can really lead us to that podcast. And I'm surprised, but hey, we know that that's how it is, because we know that we are divinely protected. We know that we are delivering the best content we can, guys, for you here. And our intentions are so pure, because me and Paulina, we all have our stories, what we went through. And if it's going to be worth it for us to get someone to help us go through it, do it quicker, that's what we are doing. That's what we are not scared to investing next, because we know that we need something else in order to get that transformation. How are you going to do it? You're going to release whatever needs, whatever wants, needs, whatever you want to do it. But you're going to connect on that deeper level of this energy level when you are becoming that magnet. But that's what we are doing, right? We are here for you. That's why we are quantum coaches. That's why we know. That's what Paulina said to me. Oh, wow. After Reiki, I didn't know that this is happening. And I was like, yes, it is, right? So yeah, I really want to wrap up, but give me like 5 more minutes. I really would like to, our people that they're listening to us right now, I would like them to, I think we both, would you like them to do this as well for them? So they can start their personal growth journey together here with us from today, actually. What they can do, first thing to start this personal growth journey, what would you recommend? Small step, something practical.
I've seen one content creator in Canada was sharing in one of the stories, and she was suggesting to do the first thing when you wake up, do something for yourself. Like, people's lives are different, their work schedules are different, and their responsibilities are different, but start your day by doing something for you. And then I started to practice that. Oh, my days got better and better and better. So just do something. It can take 1 hour, it can take 5 minutes, whatever that is for you. Just do something for yourself. So you fill your cup first before you fill others.
Yeah, that's beautiful. But for them, That, and I think definitely you can, if you don't have that in your practice already, definitely do something for yourself. Even hug yourself. That feels good too, right? Do something that you would like to enjoy, that you as a mini you would love to do it. Even if it has to be an ice cream, even it has to be anything. If you want to put that crazy lipstick on or something crazy on yourself, just do it for yourself. But enjoy that moment when you're doing it because you're worth it, right? No matter how small it's going to be. And for me, I would say, currently I'm going through a lot of situations. What's happening? Of course it is, but I'm starting my days right now with very big, free, deep breaths. And I'm taking them to my belly. And when I'm taking them, I'm counting in my head and I'm holding and then I'm releasing. Cause what I realized is like, I'm kind of activating my body for the day. And I know that the first thing what we do when we come here, we are taking a breath and we know how to breathe from the second when we are coming. So I was like, hold on a minute. Let me practice that thing. So I was like, okay. And I've heard about it as well before, but you're doing something and then you're stopped doing this because you're trying to make this routine. It's changing, right? Especially with the ADHD, I think my routines, they are very crazy. I have so many different routines, but I'm still trying to come back to this one. Anyway, so I start taking these breaths and they're going like this. I'm holding for 5 and then I'm letting it out like this. And I'm doing them like 3 times. And that's where I really feel like my body is waking up. My body is ready for the day. I am ready for that next miracle to come to me. I am the miracle and all the good things are coming my way. Even the simple affirmations you can write down to yourself as a letter. If you don't have time in the morning, you can do it in the evening. Prepare yourself. Have that healthy routine with yourself and add something for yourself. As Paulina said, do something what you gonna enjoy as a one. Another question. You ready?
Yes.
How more they can support themselves in the day experience of the personal growth?
I would suggest to move your body, and because it works wonders then we move, because there is a lot of people who do a work that requires sit for a long period of hours, and then they get too tired to go to the gym or they go here and there, but never forget how important it is to take care of your physical body, not only the mind and the way how you think and all of those things. And I would suggest to every few hours stretch or do some exercise. Can be a quick walk outside, or it can be a few stretches at home or go to the gym, but just incorporate that into your lifestyle where moving your body becomes part of who you are, whatever way feels good to you, and allowing yourself to find that type of sport that comes and feels good to you. It doesn't need to be yoga,
Yeah,
it can be anything. It can be weightlifting. It can be running. It can be walking. It can be tennis. It can be volleyball. However, whatever works for you, just allow yourself to make the time to find what makes you happy when you move your body.
Wow, that's beautiful. Absolutely. I mean, the movement in the body. And when we know when our body is moving, it's so much release can happen, right? For the breath work, for the somatic. As I said, the breath and the dance. Look how this is all going. Beautiful. They can do the sticky notes as well. That's what I said with these affirmations, right? If you can write it down for yourself. What I would suggest here as well, to be in the constant rewiring program, we have the special things, which they're affirmations, but they are designed under the beat. They are designed in the frequencies. They call the binaural sounds. And what is happening? Yeah. And they call subliminals, right? For the one that they don't know. But anyway, the subliminal basically is a thing that, it's an affirmation under the beat, under the binaural sounds, and they are equipped with the special frequencies. They can be with the healing frequency, abundance frequency, angel frequency, whatever is there for you. So I would suggest you can, of course, find yourself this kind of subliminal, but be careful because as we know, we don't really know what is putting under. So be careful who you are listening to. I would suggest have the people that they're going to recommend you that person to listen, that they know that there were good things coming their way. Because I said, we don't ever know, right? It's better to be protected. We are protected all the time, but just, when you're going to pick it up. So I would suggest this because I remember that when I was like reading a book or I don't know, cooking, doing something, that I didn't have to concentrate, I was able to listen this at the background. And that was good for me when I was, for example, working. And when I was working, I was putting this subliminal in the background on my headphones. Sometimes it was water. Sometimes it was, like pianos. It was different ones, but the one that I really wanted, and that was my idea when I was going to the gym. I have to tell you that story really quickly because it's quite funny actually when it all turned out. And I was like, you know what? I have to get, like I was getting ready. I was getting very, happy that I'm moving my body, that my body is so much energy. I'm in that mode with gym. And I was like realizing to myself, like, actually, I'm going to the gym and I'm listening to the podcast. And I'm like, And actually, I was trying like all the frequencies and all the music, they are quite like on the low frequency, right? I mean, not on the low frequency, but they are like only like the sound of winter or of wind or an ocean or something like this. And actually, I'm like, I have ADHD. No. I need something stronger to the gym. Like you have to give me something more than that. And I'm like, what I'm gonna do? So I remember that because I want this, the crunchy one when you are doing for your stomach, right?
Okay.
And I'm doing, and I'm listening to the podcast and I'm like, no, I need something different for my head. And I started looking for the meditations, but with the clubhouse music. Because I like house, right? I'm a party girl. I'm not gonna lie. I just love the party and I love that jazz. And then I came across and I've made this hybrid meditation, which is IBP Clubhouse. You can find it on my YouTube, on the Business to Infinity YouTube. It's IBP Clubhouse meditation, hybrid meditation. And I've put the affirmation under the beat that they were for money and abundance. And I've made my own cheer for 35 minutes. So actually, I'm just thinking about it. If you want to have something what is working and you're going to like the vibe, you can go and check it on the YouTube here. And again, so do something for yourself. Start with the breath, start with the dance. So we've got the music right now and the right frequency. What else? How else we going to say? What's next?
Just allow themselves to experience life and create life the way that they want. Whatever that means for them, because there are so many of us on this planet and everyone is different, that everyone is unique. So just allow yourself to live.
Absolutely. I mean, that's such a beautiful ending. And I want to say thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. And I know that this talk, what we had today, it's going to really inspire so many people here, that they are on that journey, that they are going through the change, that actually they are not by themselves and they need that support in order to get to that next level, because that's what we spoke about, right? Here you've learned, guys, how you can start your own personal growth today. From me and Paulina, we just gave you little snippets, what we did and what's working for us, but really to get that comprehensive and that package, just invest in yourself and don't be afraid, right? So I want to say thank you for everyone for tuning in and taking that moment after episode really to reflect on your personal growth journey. Where do you want to go? Where did you start? And what if you're gonna take the step today and start from today? What if this little shift you can do today for yourself? And don't forget, of course, to subscribe, leave a review. Maybe you can share, comment, or you can share it with your friend, for anyone who's going to have an inspiration to listen to us. Maybe they can even relate with us. It will be so good to hear you. So thank you so much, guys. To the next one. See you.